Hello, so I'm working on the archiving and muting review requests project, where I'm making it possible for users to archive review requests once they have reviewed them, and muting review requests for those they do not plan to review or just want to hide. Review requests should be able to be unarchived and unmuted manually, and possibly requests may automatically become unarchived when a user's review attached to the request has been responded to. So a little background, there is this model known as the review request visit, um, where one exists for every review request and user. And in my project, I added the visibility field that can take on visible, archived, or muted. Um, so when we are looking at a review request, uh, I added this hide button with archive and mute. So far, my implementations of archiving and muting are identical, so for today's demo, I will just talk about archiving. Unfortunately, I have not been able to make the full connection between this button click and updating the database yet, but it is supposed to take the review request visit and change its visibility field to either archived or muted. So in the code, here is where the buttons are created for when the review request is visible. If a review request is already archived or muted, the corresponding unarchive and unmute buttons will appear instead. Once the button is pressed, it will be picked up by some JavaScript, which will tell the web API to update the review request visit model. Recently, I'm running into a bit of uncertainty in deciding between two different implementations of this. The first example I've looked at is how review requests are closed. So in this function here, so closing is when you want to submit or discard review requests, and it talks to the API directly in this resource. On the other hand, starring review requests, so that's when a user wants to watch a review request. The link to the API is in a separate user session model. So I am still deciding for my own project between these two examples. I've also been working on filtering the review requests. So when you go to the dashboard, um, actually, right now it's impossible to tell because archiving doesn't actually exist yet. However, my plan is to pass in an argument in the URL like this. So just to demonstrate for today, I actually made the query to filter out non-archived review requests just to demonstrate the behavior. So maybe it's one. Yeah. So here I'm seeing all the archived review requests, which there are none. So everything disappeared, and if I put in a 0 there, they should all reappear. I'm also working on banners a bit for my feature. For this, again, I've been following the closing a review request as an example. So when I archive or mute a review request, the page will respond by displaying a banner at the top of the page. So you go here. So when you click this button, a banner like this should appear. And an unarchive and or unmute button will appear here as well. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you.